guys of United Rock Nations. We are an amazing company with founders of In Flames. How are you?
Excellent.
I The Mask is coming on the 1st March.
Yeah.
What is your feeling about this new album?
I have a great feeling every time we release something. I think that's the way it should be. Otherwise, you're on the wrong track. But that's for me personally. I honestly do feel that every time, because we create the music, we record the music. When we feel great, we leave it to the record company, and then it's out of our hands. And then we start touring, and then we eventually want to have some more songs play live, and then we go for the next one. So
good feeling.
I feel really good. I think this album represents In Flames in the best possible way, how we are right now.
Absolutely.
It has elements that we are known for: melody, aggression, and big choruses and everything. So yeah.
Exactly. When we listen to the new album, we have the impression of an evolution of the sound and the music. It seems that most of the work is at the vocal level, your work, especially in the diversity of melodies, different way of singing. Was it your goal to change something and to hook the listeners with this kind of...
I don't know. I mean, it's we just want to make good music. I don't really think about the audience at that point when we write. It's for our own, for us, and we. I have to sing something that works with the music. So it's always a combination. There are times where in my head I think, let's do this type of vocals, but then as soon as the riff starts developing, then maybe that doesn't work, or sometimes I am doing a vocal that we change the guitars underneath instead because it should fit the vocal. So it's always back and forth. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the audience, and that's why we're here and are able to do, and that's why you are here. And apparently that's why you guys are watching. But when we create the music, it's for us, I have to be happy because I live and die by the music, and it's that's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the music.
Yeah.
The new songs are much more guitar oriented compared to the previous albums, Battles, where there is much electronic, for example. It seems that the song have changed a little bit if we compare to Battles. Are you agree with that?
I agree in many words that you just said. No, I mean, I think there's equally much electronics. It's just a production way, and it's great that you say it's more guitar oriented. It's as much guitar as on Battles, but the production, the mix, it's different. And sort of the only thing we said prior to the album, because we don't have big meetings about what we should do, what we shouldn't do. We just go with the flow, but we said let's move the guitar a little bit forward in the mix, and Chris Lord-Alge, who mixed it, made a great job, and Howard and Mike Plotnikoff and the whole team helped us with a great guitar tone and everything. So sure, I looking back at Battles, I think it's as good as it can be, and we love it.
Yes.
But it's more laid back compared to I The Mask, for instance.
What do you think about the social media debates between your fans who follow your evolution and the old school who continue to demand albums from the old days? Yeah. Do you pay attention to this?
I hear it when I do interviews and when I get questions, but I don't follow what's going on online. So I'm of course aware of it, but it's not a debate I have. It's not I've given up a long time ago because I know I can't win. It's just I do what I do, and I create music and I have a good time, and people that won't like us, that's great. If they don't like us, then whatever. I can't do anything, and if somebody says something I can't go home to them, knock on their door and try to convince them that my way is the right way. So no, and I will never go back and do another Just Race or Oracle or Colony or Claim, whatever, because it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be true to that album. That album is perfect in every way. And if I go back 20 years later and try to recreate something when I'm in a whole different state of mind, uh, that wouldn't do justice. It would just only be bad. You know what I mean? I love those albums, don't get me wrong, and every single album
Yes.
led up to where we are today. And it's, to me, it's totally fine if you only like one album or only like one song. At least you like something, you know. It's like, that's, I can't do it. This is where we are right now, and the way we write music is sort of the same. It's sort of the same mentality. It's all about the melody, all the time. Yeah.
As usually, all the songs are written by Bjorn and the lyrics by you.
Well, we do the music a lot together. I mean, Bjorn writes the guitar riffs, and yes, I write the lyrics. But from Battles and on, we started to work way more together. Like we set up a little studio in the house that we rented,
Yes.
and then it's very much a collaboration back and forth. But
With Nicolas is involved also on the writing process.
no, Nicolas wasn't involved in this one. He was more involved in part of the battles, but we learned that too many chefs. But Nicolas is really good at what he's doing. But with this one, it was just me and Björn that went to LA and started writing. But that said, Nicolas is a big part of In Flames sound, how we sound live, and he's a great guy and an awesome guitar player.
Is there a reason why you write just you two and not?
It's just easy. It's just easier, you know. And I known Björn my whole grown-up life, and we've been in this band together, and he knows me, and I know him, and I know what works, and he knows what works, and yeah, it's an easier way of working, basically.
Fantastic. So let's talk about some songs.
Yeah.
This is the fight, fight of our lives. Scream out loud. This is our house.
Yeah.
The song "This Is Our House" begin like that.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that song and the lyrics, the meaning of this.
Well, it's pretty much like a call to arms. How we, as people, need to change our ways and come together instead of pointing fingers and fighting. And there's a lot of scientists. I mean, all scientists explaining how the polar ice are melting, and we only have a few years, if even that, to turn things around. But it seems the ego of the politicians, and when there's money involved in everything, it's that side wins, you know. And it's like, but has more. It's more than just this talk about the environment. It's just in general. I feel we're building, instead of open up the world, we are building, that we were doing for a while, we are building walls and this is our country, fuck you guys, and in between people we start creating like enemies that there shouldn't be, and we need to be more open-minded. I mean, I understand it sounds very simple when I say it, and it's way more difficult because you have to mix, there's all kinds of ways that we're known for and so on, and then you throw religion in the mix. It's just it's fucked up, but it's still, it's like we have to talk more to each other and appreciate who we are and the time we have, and I feel it feels like we are closer to war than ever, and that we don't enjoy the freedom that we actually have since the Second World War. In a way, it's like
exactly,
and that is pretty scary. I mean, we actually are living in times where there's progression and good things happening.
Do you think that humanity is killing the earth?
Sure. I don't. It's getting faster. And I know. I mean, I'm extremely privileged, growing up in Sweden, and who am I? I'm a fucking rock musician traveling the world and drinking beer and screaming at people's faces.
And coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's people that's struggling all over, way more than me. So I am not trying to start a new revolution or a movement or anything. I'm just, it's just like I'm trying to wake up some people, and then just as I said in the beginning, a call to arms. Really,
Exactly.
like we have to.
Let's talk about two more songs.
Yeah.
I love a lot We Will Remember.
Mm-hmm.
It has a great chorus. Just before you talked about the chorus.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that song.
That was it's more celebration and an acknowledgement of our fans and what they have given us. You know, it's the longer I've been doing this, and you know, who knows how long I have. I still enjoy it and I feel young and so on, but still it's like a 13th album, you know. But it's like I know it's because of our fans that we can do what we do, and then they help me travel the world. It's not I do. It's really fun to be in a band and play music and record music and write songs, but it's extremely boring to be in a rehearsal room day in and day out if nobody would listen, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so that song is more like, I will remember you. I'm in this bubble right now, but I will remember you until the day I die, when I get out of this bubble, in a way. So don't think I forgot you. It's we will remember everything.
You wrote all the vocal lines on the chorus. It's your vocal lines.
Yeah. It's my melodies. When I do the verse, I play it before on piano, so I get some melody. That's usually how either on guitar or on piano. I write the melodies for the vocal lines. So it doesn't happen by itself, but that's how we do it. It's easier for me to when we write music, the songs itself, the situation I spoke about before. Me and Björn are there. It's like, we just try to find the right melodies. It's just shitty words that fit together. We try to find the right phrases, the right rhythm and right melody. And when that is done, I write lyrics that sort of make sense on top of that instead. So
you wrote lyrics before the song. Do you have lyrics yet ready for the songs, or
in the past?
You wrote after.
In the past, I used to have everything done in before, and now it's I write them with the music after. I mean, I might have some words in my phone.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, sitting on the plane, and I'm 3 gin and tonics in, and then I gotta write that down. You know, the inspiration comes from somewhere. But for the most part, it's written in well, you know,
with the music after. Okay. The last song I want to talk about, it's really a great song. I was very surprised to listen to this song. It's the last song of the album.
Yeah.
Stay With Me.
Yeah.
It's a ballad, beginning with acoustic. Tell me more about that song. It's a different song. It's not really like the others.
No, it's not like the others. Well, let me start by saying that we write albums, we don't write singles. So it's for me, it's in a perfect world, I would love people to listen to this on vinyl from side A to side B without no interruption, you know, and then you can decide if you like it or not. That's not listen 30 seconds somewhere. But I understand we live in different times. People use streaming services and so on. But Voices was the first song we did for the album, and I immediately felt like, dude, that's the opening track. And Stay With Me was the last song we created for the album, and that's the end of the album. So we had some. Björn's been noodling, and I think he bought a new mic and had back home and started doing some acoustic stuff. Just he felt it. Oh, it sounds so nice, and then he played some stuff for me, and it was just parts. And then we sent that away. We have to do something with this, but I kind of didn't have an idea at that point what we should do with vocally or lyrically, for that matter. But we sent the track to our programmer, Jan Arnklu, who's been with us since Roots Remain, and it's like, can you please put something in order, we feel this riff should be a verse, this riff should be a chorus, sort of, but then you can mix and match and do something. And he sent something back, and it was really cool, and it was like, wow. And immediately I got some inspiration from that. And that's the only one that Björn didn't hear prior to the actual recording, because I made it sort of on my own in the studio with Howard, And again, it was just written on the piano, and I had a melody in my head, and we went with it. And, yeah.
And about the lyrics?
Yeah, it's like, in short, it's about that perfect moment with someone or something, but someone in this case, like, that you want to sort of preserve and forever. Like when everything is like as great as it possibly can be, and how you want to stay in that moment, but you know as well that it's not gonna last forever. And sometimes you have people around you that you feel they deserve to have that moment, you know. I mean, you don't have to be in that. It's just be like someone people that's like sort of, they need a fucking break, you know, and that they need to feel that that relief and that total calmness in that, instead of having their normal tough lives. Yeah.
Great life.
Yeah.
Great song. Let's talk about the meaning of the title of the album.
Mm-hmm.
And the link with the new look of the jester head.
Yeah. Tell me more about that. Yeah, well, either mask, we all carry masks. We all, you, we all do, you people out there. I mean, we all do for certain situations.
Yes.
I don't know. A lot of people are not, I say they're very few people that I met that are always themselves all the time, you know. We adapt ourselves to the people around us, to the situation around us. We carry those masks to not show our true inner selves. We might be carrying a black hole inside, but we try to pretend like everything is
going well.
Great, because we don't dare to explain, and we don't even want to put. Sometimes we don't want to put we don't want to be that boring, sad person that drag everybody down by saying, "Oh, I'm not feeling good today." Usually, you wake up and be like, when somebody asks, you'd be like, "It's okay." You don't want to explain the whole. No, I feel like shit.
But it's wrong.
Why?
It's wrong.
I think it's very important that we do open up and we learn about ourselves, and maybe we learn a way to get out of these feelings and create a better, become better people in general. So we all carry those masks to adapt to the situation, and like the look of the album, it's a bigger story. It's actually, this is a jester boy, and he's wearing this mask to. You get to see. I don't know if you've seen the artwork and everything. Good, you
just
get,
the cover.
Yeah, you get a story.
Booklet.
You get it's a super cool story, and really nicely done by Blake Armstrong. Because we hung out and he's living in Los Angeles, and he got to hear the first demos, and he was coming up with ideas immediately, and we were bouncing ideas back and forth, and he did an amazing job. So it's this jester boy who, I mean, him and his brother, he got abused by his dad in a way, he did, and so he wanted to put a revenge on his dad, but accidentally killed his brother while burning down the house his dad was in. And to deal with all the guilt and everything, he took on this persona, the mask or the jester, and start fighting demons and deal with everything in his imaginary world. So it's the first time we sort of give the jester a body, but it's not the jester that people are known to. It's just that he uses the jester as to use the mask to shield himself from the outside and deal with all the bad things and the guilt and everything, the darkness.
Did you write the story of the jester on this?
On this?
Yes.
Oh, it's a collaboration between Blake and me, and then Blake did a big part in this, and he did it so well, and it was extremely inspiring for me because since he heard the first demos and saw the first lyrics, he got inspiration, and then he brought some drawings back, and I got inspirations from that, and that's how the whole story developed.
Fantastic.
And hopefully, I mean, this is just the beginning of that story, and I hope
there's a following.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I want to create more things. You know, definitely. It's a deep and dark story, but I can see it goes into comic books. I can see it goes into short movies or animated movies and all kinds of things.
So we need to have the booklets.
yeah, definitely. It's awesome. I like it because I mean, when I was younger and I got a vinyl, I got a booklet or something, and it's like I was drawn into the whole thing, and it made the experience for me greater, and that's the whole thing about the music and the lyrics and everything and the booklet. If we create this, but in the eyes and hands and ears of the listener or the fan. If they like it and it becomes personal, it makes the art itself greater. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about touring. In a few days, you will tour in the USA for 1 month, for more than 1 month, and then in Europe with 5 gigs in France.
Yeah.
It seems that France like In Flames.
And we like France. So it's a good combination.
What can we expect from those new shows? How many songs you will play from the new album?
Well, I put together a list a couple of weeks ago and sent it out to everyone so they rehearse. It's like a pool of 25, 30 songs, and then we'll see which songs we're going to use for the set itself. But there will be a bunch of new songs from the album, and then those will rotate, of course. But it will be good. It will be a good tour, and it's not like we're gonna have crazy shit going on because I mean it's smaller club shows, but it's gonna be fun, and then I'm looking forward to play.
So thank you very much, Anders, for all these informations about the new album. We hope you the best.
Thank you.
For Hide the Mask and for the tour also.
Thank you very much.
And we will be there in France to see you live.
Sweet. Yeah, cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, this is Anders from In Flames, and you guys are watching United Rock Nations.